So I'll invite you to just bring your hands onto your body as you are lying in corpse pose or shavasana. And if it's comfortable for you to have your knees up, then just have your knees up, but just bring your hands on your belly. And then let one hand slide down lower to the belly and one a little higher, and just come into your body breath. Come into the arrival of movement in your body using nothing but the breath. No intentional contraction, no lifting, no sprinting or running or moving at all, just resting here. And make note of your lower spine here. You should feel like a little hollowness in the lower back. This is our natural curve. We don't recognize it often, especially when we're upright, but that natural curve is meant to absorb any kind of movement from the ground up, the energy that comes from stepping, walking. And then notice the natural curve behind the neck. Okay, so this, again, this S shape of the spine is an integral part of our entire physiology. On your next inhale, let the chest plump right up. And on your next exhale, let it go. And do that again, but see if you can make your exhale a little longer. Inhale and exhale fully. And do that one more time in your own time, in your own breath. And there's nothing like a good exhale, right? The one that just lets you settle into your body. And for the next few moments, just consider what you want your practice to feel like today. Is it simple stretching? Is it movement? Is it recognition that even in stillness, there is movement, like now? And from here, just take the arms up overhead now. Extend them past the middle of your body. And then if your knees are bent, lengthen the legs completely. Make them long. Inhale, exhale. And then just bring your arms to cactus. Bring one knee over the hip, doesn't matter which. And then just take that leg over. You can take the opposite hand and just create this little easy twist in the lower spine. And again, feeling the breath in the body like a wave from the hip all the way up through the waistline into the armpit. And then come back to center. Let the body lay back into that state of surrender almost. And then take the other knee over the hip. Grab the outside of that leg and bring it all the way around again. Just feel a beautiful opening through the hip, the outer body, from the hip all the way to the armpit. Inhale here and exhale. Nice. And then bring yourself all the way back. Bring both feet on the ground again. And we're just going to take a little hip bridge here. So feet on the ground, arms to either side of the body, pushing down into the feet to lift the hips up. Just lift the hips up and extend the legs. And when you're up there, try to push the shins away. So you're coming up a little taller there. Draw an inhale and an exhale. Nice. And then draw the spine all the way back down again. And then just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Again, just getting comfortable with the body in movement and stillness and all things. And then just bring the knees into the armpits. Open up the knees into a big V. Feel a stretch through the inner thighs here. Pretty easy stretch, right? You're holding on to the outer knees. And then from here, if you like, grab the buds of your feet and come into happy baby. And just let the legs float. Draw a breath in. Almost feel like you're rocking here. If you can or not, doesn't really matter. Good. And then release the feet, but come into a big V with the feet now. So extend your heels out to either corner of the room. Push the heels out and open up through the inner thighs. Take a breath in here. Good. And then let the knees just kind of flop. Okay, so the feet are just flopping. You're feeling that easiness in the ankles. Hmm. And then just draw the feet onto the ground. Gonna have you come and roll onto your side body and then all the way onto your hands and knees. So bringing yourself into a tabletop position here, bringing your hands directly under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and then just start to bring in a cat and cow here. And just draw the body down and up, look up, and then back and away. And then just do this a few more times, waving the spine, creating space in the vertebrae. It should feel really yummy, really yummy. And don't be afraid to swing the hips a little bit side to side, maybe even through the shoulders. Hmm. And then from here, just let the hands float up to the top of your mat. Push your fingers down, put your knuckles in, create grip strength here, and then push your hips all the way to your heels and come into a modified child's pose. Drop the head to the ground. And from the head to the tailbone, see if you can kind of wiggle your tailbone out a little further. Good. And then pause, lift up through the chest just a tiny bit. Take the back hand or your left hand and bring it underneath, and then look over to that hand. Okay, so your hands are like the times of a clock. Take a breath in here, exhale, and just feel the goodness of movement in the extension of the spine. Come on, all the way back up, and then just switch sides. Take the other arm, swing it under, look over in that direction. Feel the openness of the chest, especially on the side where the hand is reaching to the top of your mat. And then float yourself all the way back up again. Bring your hands under your shoulders. You're going to curl the toes under. We're going to send the hips to the heels. We're going to come into a downward facing dog right at the top of our practice here. And, pedaling your heels here creates space in the back of the legs, and gotta love the feeling in the calves here. Calves are amongst our tightest muscles, so give the heels a really good push to the back of the room, not so much to the ground but to the back of the room. Good. Pause here. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And then from here, bend the knees and look forward, and then walk your feet to the middle of your mat until you meet your hands to the middle of your mat and you come into this forward fold. Come up to your shins, lift the chest, pick up your tailbone, and then draw the belly button deeper into the spine and roll down again. Okay, let's do that again. Lift up, belly button into the spine, and then roll the open spine to the ground. One more time. Lift up, belly button to the spine, open the spine, and then let it float down, 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 and feel yourself related to gravity here. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Nice. Bend your knees, bring your fingers to the ground, step the left leg back, and step the left knee down. Take the right hand onto the right knee, and we're going to just take a twist in here. So take the heart to the inside of the thigh, and then you can lift the right arm, and then you can take that arm and just scoop it around and around. Okay, just scoop it around and around. So the openness. If you hear any crack, 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 that's okay. Okay, and then maybe move the arm in the other direction. Nice. And then just pause here, frame your foot, push your knee past your toe, bring yourself up to the top of your thigh, push your hips forward, and let's take the back arm. So the leg that's down, take that same arm, reach up and take the other arm up, up, up. Oh, feel that beautiful stretch of the back hip flexor. Inhale here. Exhale, open the arms up into goddess. Feel a stretch to the front of the chest. Take the arms all the way back, back, back. Interlace the fingers, push the knuckles to the back of your mat, and then draw yourself back up, knee over the ankle, and then take a bow to the inside of the leg. Keep the arms either on your buttocks or pushing back. Good, and then leave the arms, swing them back to either side of the foot. Curl the back toe under, lift the knee off the ground. Now you're in high lunge, toe heel the foot out, out, out. So you got some space between the legs. Now walk up that same way. Okay. And now we come up all the way into high lunge. Bigger stretch here in the back hip flexor. If you keep dropping the hips, send the heart backwards. Good. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Nice. Go ahead and bring the hand to the thigh. Okay. Bend the back knee and step in to roll yourself up again. Good. Take the arms all the way up, up, up again. And then exhale, take that bow again. Good. Inhale, halfway up, belly button to the spine. Open up the back and exhale, float forward. Again, come up halfway, belly button to the spine. Open up the spine, drop yourself down again. Breath in here. Exhale. Head and shoulders relax. Bend the knees. Keep your left foot where it is. Send the right leg back and down. And then push the knee past the toe again. On this side, walking yourself up, up, up again, taking that same back arm with the leg. Reach up. Find that stretch first. It's an interesting stretch, okay? Because it's a little more in the fascia. And then take the other arm, reach it up. Inhale, exhale. Open up the arms, come into goddess. Feel it stretch across the chest. That feels good. And then bring the arms back, back, back. Interlace the fingers, push them back to the back of the room and take a bow in here. So a bit of what feels like humble warrior, right? You're just bowing and taking the arms back to the back of the mat. Inhale, exhale. Frame the foot with the hands again. Lift through the chest. Curl the back toe under. Lift the knee off the ground. And then we walk up, up, up into high lunge on this side. Reach up through the whole sides of your body. And then take a little depth into the hips. Send that back leg into a straight line. Good. Bring your hands back to frame the foot again. Bend the back knee. Step in again. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Belly button to the spine. Come a little higher. And then roll down again. Do that again. Hands come to the thighs. Inhale, roll up again. Exhale, fold forward. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. Bend your knees and push your hands onto the ground. Take the legs back now into a high or low push-up. Okay, so finding a little bit of length in the spine here in this plank. You can be on your toes or on your knees, it doesn't matter. Stay here for a breath. Drop the back knee. So for me, it's that left leg. And then turn the body, open it up, come into a side plank. Take that arm, draw it back down, come and face the ground again into a high or low plank. Drop the front knee, or for me, it's my right knee, and then take a side plank here. And then come back again. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time each side. Now, if you want to kind of challenge yourself, you can come from a high plank and do this, and then twist and come into a side plank off your knee. If you want to drop that bottom knee, you go right ahead. And then come back again. And then twist and go to the other side. Reach up, stack the hips, look down, come back, high or low plank, and then drop the knees, drop the elbows, float yourself into a cobra. Good. Pause here. Inhale, exhale. Slide the hands out, a little bit of back extensions here. Rise up, reach up, and then back down again. And do that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, all the way back down again. Hands come under the shoulders. Now you're going to take that lift again. Pause here. Okay, if you want to stay here, you can. We've opened up the hips quite a bit already. So if you want to come into an upward facing dog, you go right ahead. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Okay, create space in the back of the legs, the sides. Good. And then pause in stillness here. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, you're going to bend the knees, but I want you to lift the back leg or your left leg. For me, it's the left. Reach and come into three-legged dog. Okay, now your hands might want to do something a little different, but push into the pads of the fingers, bend the knees, stack the hips, open up the whole side body here. Inhale, exhale. Nice. Come into the knees bent all together. So bend both knees, bring them together, look forward, and then propel that left foot forward and come into a lunge again. I'm using my blocks here. Okay, lifting up through the chest. Now drop the back foot. So we're coming into warrior one. Drop the back foot. And then from here, bring your hands to the inside of your mat here. Okay. And then take the right arm, reach it up and back. And then stay deep in the legs and take the other arm, reach it up and back. And then swoop the arms forward all the way up and rise up into first warrior. Breath in here. Exhale, open the arms up again, just like we did when we were on our knees. Take them all the way back again. Fingers push away, interlace them or hang on to the buttocks. And we're going to take that humble warrior standing all the way down. Drop down. Inhale here. Exhale. I scoot the arms forward again. Pause here. Lift up through the back, through that front knee. So I want you to lengthen that front knee. Lift the heart here. Okay, so you should feel that front hip moving back, the back hip moving forward. Perfect position to get us into triangle pose. Now from here, I want you just to feel a heavy right arm. Okay, so chest is forward and my right arm is just dangling, just dangling. And okay, my left arm is either on my shin, okay, or my block, but it's lifted. And I'm going to take that heavy right arm and just swing it a little more. Okay, it's almost like you're pulling it out of the socket. Just let it swing, 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 and make it even bigger. Make it even bigger. Good. And then from here, the next time it comes up overhead, open it up, up, up into triangle. Okay. It's almost like when we were swinging the arm, we're giving a little space to the shoulder, creating that incredible opening through the shoulder. Stay here for another 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale. I sweep the arm back up overhead, draw it down, and let it swing again. Okay, so just feel the heaviness of the arm here. Keep drawing that front hip back. We're going to do that triangle again. It was so much fun. Okay, so just feel like the arm is dead, like it's swinging, swinging. Next time it comes up overhead, give it a big whoop and reach up overhead. Breath in. Wasn't that fun? Move the chest forward. Lean back slightly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Nice. Look down at the mat. Okay, now you're going to bend the knee, you're going to sweep the arm back again, and we're going to come back into a lunge, pick up the back heel, look forward. Okay, be proud in this lunge. We just did a whole lot with the legs. Pull the thigh bones away from each other. Okay, find stillness in this lunge. Pull the muscles together, hold the bones. Breath in, exhale. Bend the back knee and step forward, forward, forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. And do that again. Inhale, halfway up, around the spine. Take the belly button right in and exhale, fold forward. You should feel the back body open up a little more. One more time. Inhale, lift. Roll it right up, round the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, push into the feet, root to rise. We're coming into high mountain. And then bring your hands to heart center. Pause here. Let's release the arms. Okay, give yourself a little shake. Good time to take a drink right now. I've got mine upstairs. I just took a big swig before we started, but I want you to really remember of hydration and how important it is for you. Okay, as we move to movement on the other side, okay, we'll start again at the top of our mat. So make your way when you're ready at the top of your mat. come into Tadasana. Your right shoulder, the one we were swinging quite a bit there should be some openness there. Okay, it should feel kind of open. All right, let's take the arms, reach up. And then exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Good. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down you go. Okay. And then bend the knees, push your hands to the ground, walk, step, or jump back into high or low push up. Okay. We're going to go with that plank again. So if you're on your knees, great. You're going to drop the back knee and just turn and open up the body. Okay. Notice how we're opening up here onto side plank. Stay here for a breath. Sweep down, turn back to center, switch sides, and then come back into side plank here. Look down, sweep down. Good. We're going to do it one more time. If you want to try with your toes, great. You're just going to turn the body, reach up into a full side plank. Stay here for a breath. Look down, switch again. Over. You're swinging the heels with the hips up, back. Look down, back again, high or low push up, tap the knees down, roll down, come into cobra. We're gonna go those back extensions because they're so yummy. Fingertips wide, inhale, lift. Exhale, back down again. Two more, inhale, lift. Exhale, one more, inhale, lift. Exhale. Nice, hands come back under the shoulders. Stay in cobra. Option, upward facing dog. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels here again. Okay, say hi to the calves. Say hi to the whole back of the leg. Okay, we're going to take the right leg now up, up, up to three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up here. Okay, feel the knee come a little higher. Find stillness. Exhale. And then from here, the knee comes back under the body. Pause here. Look forward and propel that right leg forward, coming back into lunge on this side. Lift up. Be proud here. From here, drop the back heel. Stay here for a breath. Bring the hands back to the inside of the ground. Take the back arm, swing them both back, interlace the fingers, push into humble warrior. And it's from here we find strength in the earth, in our ground. And then push back and up, rise up, come into your first warrior. Open up the chest, feel the heart come back, only so that you can bring the hip a little bit further to the earth. Breath in here. Exhale. Nice. Inhale, lift. Arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward here again. Pause. Okay, so again, from here, I'm going to set up my back leg for triangle. I'm going to pick up the whole leg. Okay, and that back hip moves forward, forward hip moves back. And now it's the left arm that gets really heavy. I want you just to let it swing. Okay, just let it swing. Lift the chest. I want you to have a long spine still. Just let it swing. Can you feel the effects of gravity here? Okay. Yes, you're giving it some momentum here, but you're really just trying to get the head of the arm bone to really open up here. And the next time the arm comes up overhead, swing it all the way up and open. Ooh, triangle. Breath in. Exhale. Nice. And then just go ahead and lean back slightly. Bring the heart a little further forward. Can you feel the inner thigh kind of kick in a big way? Relax the head. Look down again. Okay. And then let that arm float all the way down again. And then let it get heavy again. Let it swing. Just let it swing. Right? Almost like a pendulum rocking through time. Yeah. And then the next time that arm goes overhead, let it go all the way up. Swing and open it up. Whoa. Okay. It's almost like you're exploding open here. Pull the inner thigh. Draw a breath in. Exhale. Yeah. Okay, look down. Okay, bring the hand back down to the earth. Okay, we're coming back into lunge here. So pull the heel up off the ground, look forward and pause in lunge. Once again, pull the muscles to the bone. Okay, wrap them around. Feel the length of the back of your legs. Stay here for another breath. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now from here, we're going to go into downward facing dog. So if you've got the blocks, that's great. If you want to go back onto your hands on the ground, that's great. But we'll bend the back knee to swing that front leg back into down dog. Okay, and just pedal your heels. Again, if you got the blocks, you probably can get your heels to the ground, which is fine if you can't. Okay, but the idea is to lengthen the back of the legs, but find some stillness here in down dog. And we're going to stay here for about 5 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Mm. And then from here, bend the knees, walk to the middle of your mat. And bring your hands to your thighs. Bend the knees again, round the spine, roll yourself up, 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 come into a tall mountain. And then bring your hands to heart center. And once again, see if there's some openness in your shoulders here. As the roof of your mouth lifts to the ceiling. Relax the face. Nice that the arms float to either side. Okay, we're going to come into our balance practice. Okay, so feet are open up. So take the feet, open them up, and then put your toes down on the ground. Feel that connection to the earth here. Hands to either side of the body. Okay, take a little seat here. Just take a little seat. Draw your hands to heart center again. We're going to move into star. Okay, and then a little bit of warrior. Okay, so take a breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. Okay, let's balance on our left side by picking up your right heel and then your right foot. And then we're all going to open up together. Wind yourself up, open up, and extend and shine. Shine. Okay, now we're going to come around the body in a way, okay, that will ask us to be very, very mindful of that supporting leg. So we're going to come up, the knee will come up again. We're going to open up, tap down if you need to, okay, and then we're going to shine again. And then we're going to kind of rotate. You don't have to come forward all the way, but just rotate a little bit. Okay, if you need to tap down, you go right ahead. Inhale, exhale. And then you're going to float back up into star. Last time here. Tap down if you need to. And then up again. And then tap down. Release the arms, shake it out. Whew, that was a challenge for me today. What? Yeah, it always happens. You never know. Okay, yeah, shake it out. Let's try the other side. Hands come to heart center. Take a seat. Okay, find balance in the right leg. Pick up the left foot. Okay, practice your breathing. Look at something that's not moving. Pick up the foot. Okay, and then you're going to starburst out, out, out. Reach with your chest. Okay, and I'm going to rotate back to center. Bring the knee up, the arms up. Pause here. Okay, and then burst out again. Stop if you need to. And then a slight lean forward with the leg coming back, not quite warrior 3. And then find your way back up, up, up. Last time here. And release. Ooh, shake it out. Nicely done. Okay, we're gonna find our way to our mat. I'm gonna have you to come back into tabletop. Okay, so I want you to come back into tabletop. And we're gonna practice pigeon pose. You talk about a patient pose. That's one of them. Okay, so coming from tabletop, okay, we're gonna come into pigeon. So do this in several ways. I like to do it this way from the ground up. Okay, so I'm gonna take my right knee into my right wrist. So I'm gonna move my right knee into my right wrist and then pick up the left leg and shimmy the left leg back, back, back. So I'm basically bending that right knee, or sorry, that right leg almost in half. Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna lean over and flop myself onto my right buttock and then move the right foot so that the shin is on an angle here on the mat. Now, when I come back up, my hips are gonna come into square, which means that right hip is gonna float up and I'm gonna need my block. So I'm gonna float back. Now I'm gonna take my block and I'm gonna swap it underneath my thigh. Okay, so I want support for my thigh bone in pigeon. I don't want it just hanging there, just giving havoc to the knee. Now, the back leg is kind of parallel to the edge of your mat. Okay, and you're just gonna pause here. You can stay here. Okay, you can pull the thighs together. You can keep your hands to the ground. You can lift the arms up, whatever works for you. Okay, you can stay here for a full breath. Exhale. Nice. Now release. Okay, and now you're going to start to move the body forward as you come into reclining pigeon. Yeah, you can use your block for a little headrest. Okay, or if you want to tap your hands and bring that into something of a pillow for you, then go ahead. But do something that feels comfortable because you're going to be here for about 5 full breaths. Okay, so shift if you need to, but at that some point, you're going to just stay in stillness and just find the whole back body relaxed here. And as you find yourself in stillness here, see if you can communicate or check in with that right hip, the hip that's kind of in that bent position with the knee. And you soften the belly enough that it would reach the outside of that hip. It's going to take some focus. But picture all the muscles, the fibers of the hip, just kind of loosening, letting go, settling. And just another couple of breaths here. And then from here, you're just going to draw your head and shoulders upwards. Okay. And then walk yourself back onto your hands. Take your time here. And curl your back toe under, lift the knee off the ground. You got 2 options. You can come back into tabletop or you can kick back up into downward facing dog. And then wherever you are, you can take that same leg and give it some big open love. Big open love. And then just come back into a pedaling dog. And then slide yourself back onto your hands and knees as we prepare for the other side. Okay, so same side. Okay, you're going to take your left knee now to your left wrist. Take up your right knee and then shimmy the right foot back, back, back until you can't bring it down anymore and then drop the right knee. And then float onto your left buttock. Move your foot so that shin is crossing your mat on an angle. And then when I slide my hips back again, I got a big gap between my glute and the floor, my thigh bone and the floor. So I'm going to take the block and I'm going to give it a rest. I want to have something under that. Okay. And then from here, you can do a few things. Okay. You can bring yourself up into a tall pigeon, Arms can reach up. If you're coming up like this, okay, then you need to squeeze your legs. Okay, and just stay here for another 2 breaths. Exhale. And then when you're ready, okay, we're going to float ourselves down, down, down into a reclining pigeon. Okay, I like reclining better than the other word. Okay, it is reclining, is resting, resting. And come into your body breath again. Great opportunity here to connect the breathing with the muscle tension, especially the exhale, where you can let that tension go a little more. Inhale, exhale, let it go. And just keep doing this another couple more times. See if you can release your belly here. And again, imagine all the muscle fibers just kind of letting go, lengthening, sliding. And then just push into the arms, lift up through the chest. And we're going to come out of this again, slowly bringing your hands back under your shoulders. Okay, you can remove your block and you can go into tabletop. Okay, and lift that knee and give it a big swing around, or you can come into downward facing dog and do the same thing. Okay, totally up to you. And then wherever you are, just settle into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And then go ahead and draw yourself onto your knees again. And then to go ahead and just come into a seat with your heels, okay, your knees bent. Just pause here for a couple of breaths and just come into the sediment of your spine. You may want to close your eyes down here just to understand how when the snow globe of your mind settles, so does the rest of the body. And there's just kind of some silence there. And the mind will wander because that's what it does. You're just going to settle with it just for a little longer. And so just let that practice go. You can let that go. And we're going to slide onto our buttocks. And we're going to take an easy twist today. Okay, so we're going to take the left leg forward and bring the right leg up and across here. If you want to bend that bottom leg and bring it under, great. But if you do that and the hip is right way up off the ground, then you probably want to stay with the long leg. I'm going to stay with the long leg today because I really want to get this twist. Okay. And then from here, take the front hand, okay, the opposite hand to the front of the knee, lift up through the arm here. So you're taking that arm like the spine, push down onto your foot, grab onto your knee, lift up, stay lifted, take the hand back. Now inhale and lift again, pushing down into the fingers. Now, when we exhale after the inhale, we're going to bring the belly button into the spine and turn. Okay, so inhale, lift, exhale, twist. So just an easy twist here. Okay, so just going to recognize that the spine is moving, even though it feels like it's still. So just kind of pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, taking the top of the arm bone back. Okay, relax the face. Okay, kind of give your sitting bones that little recognition of themselves on the earth. And then just let the head float over first, and then the shoulders. And then you're going to grab the leg and the foot, lift it, and give it some love. Okay. Always find those opportunities to do that. It feels so good for the leg. Good. And then release it. Give it a little shake. And we're going to take the other knee in. Okay. Find your sitting bones first. Take that foot, bring it over. Okay, opposite hand to the front of the knee. Inhale, lift. Okay, rise up with the arm. Okay, see how tall you can get with the spine. Stay tall with the spine and let that hand float down. I got little tree frog fingers here that lift me up a little higher. Inhale, bring the belly button to the spine and rise. And then on our next inhale, exhale combination, the exhale is going to bring belly button in the spine and we twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale and twist. And so find the shoulder floating back and away. And then with every exhale, see if you can bring the shoulder back a little further. Relax the face. Feel the easiness of your breath. Okay, nothing hard about it. Inhale. Exhale. And then you're just going to slowly bring the head back. Take the whole of your body back. Grab onto your knee, grab onto your foot, and give it some love. Nice. And then release. Give your legs a little shake. Let's take a little diamond pose here or bound angle pose. Just the knees out wide and give yourself a little stretch here. Okay, the chest is nice and tall. Inhale, maybe shimmy your way down for a tiny bit here. Okay, and as we kind of settle into our bodies again, I know that we're going back down again. And you're invited to rest completely. Okay, I'm going to talk you through some soma in your body. Good. Release this. Give your legs a little shake. That means a little body journey. So I invite you to get super duper comfortable.